Good morning, children. This is Seema Prabhakaran. We'll continue with our history lesson, the national movement to 1919 to 1947. In our previous video, we talked about emergence of Gandhi, the role at Satyagraha, and Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Today, we'll begin with the Simon Commission. In November 1927, the British government appointed a 7-member commission under Sir John Simon to study the working of the Government of India Act 1919. But the commission had no Indian member. So, on its arrival in February 1928, protesters greeted the Simon Commission with black flags and cries of "Simon, go back." During one such protest rally, Lala Lajpat Rai sustained fatal injuries following a lathi charge by the police. Next heading is Civil Disobedience Movement. In 1930, Gandhiji called for a civil disobedience movement against the British. He announced that he would break the salt law himself. In those days, salt manufacturing was the monopoly of the government. People had to pay a tax whenever they purchased salt. On 12th March 1930, Gandhiji, along with some of his followers, marched from Sabarmati Ashram to the coastal town of Dandi, where they broke the salt law by making salt. Gandhiji's Dandi March marked the beginning of the civil disobedience movement. People from all classes and communities participated in the movement. Thousands of women took part in picketing shops, selling foreign cloth and liquor. Next heading is Roundtable Conferences and the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Pact means agreement. In November 1930, the first Roundtable Conference was organized in London. The Congress boycotted the conference. No decision could be taken due to the absence of the Congress. In early 1931, Viceroy Irwin and Gandhiji signed a pact that came to be known as the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. According to this pact, the Congress agreed to withdraw the civil disobedience movement and attended the second Roundtable Conference. In return, the British government promised to release all Indian prisoners arrested for participating in civil disobedience movement and remove tax on salt. At the second Roundtable Conference, however, no agreement on independence could be reached. Gandhiji announced the revival of the civil disobedience movement. On 8th August 1942, the All India Congress Committee met in Bombay and passed the historic Quit India Resolution. It proposed a mass struggle on the widest possible scale under Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji gave his mantra of do or die and asked the British to quit and leave India to Indians. There were countrywide strikes and processions against British repression. Thus, mass civil disobedience began and the railways, police and law courts were all affected. On 9th August 1942, Gandhiji and all other members of the Congress Working Committee were arrested. The leaderless mob openly started attacking means of communication and symbols of authority. The Quit India movement demonstrated the depth of nationalist feeling in the country, the capacity of struggle and sense of sacrifice among the Indian people. It was now clear that the transfer of power to an independent India was around the corner. That's all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.